Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a message from your future self. So some advice, some clarity, a prediction, whatever it is that your future self would like you to know now. There are 4 piles to choose from, and I suggest selecting your pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 4, affirmation for positive change, because in the ocean on this card, there's kind of this like rock formation that goes out into the water, and it reminds me of this beach I used to really love going to that had, rocks kind of deep out into the ocean, and so I could walk out and kind of stand and look over down into the ocean and see all the fish and the starfish and things like that. So I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, accept love, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what message your future self has for you. So we're starting off your spread here with this 10 of Wands. And immediately what I'm getting is that a lot of you have been overworking yourselves. You are probably people who are extremely generous, extremely caring about the people around you, to the point where you would kind of sacrifice your own needs in order to make someone else comfortable or make sure someone else has everything that they need. And I think that for a lot of you, it is getting to the point, or it has gotten to the point, where you are just kind of miserable. You feel like your whole life revolves around doing all of these like tasks, but the 10 of Wands is can a lot of the times indicate someone who has kind of inflicted these standards upon themselves. I don't think the people in your life are expecting you to go above and beyond for them all the time. I think you just have this feeling that you are unworthy or unappreciated unless you are perfect in everything that everyone needs all of the time. And you can really see that in this card. I mean, if you look at the person's face in this card, they just look exhausted and miserable. They've got this cat on their back kind of weighing them down. They're barely holding on to all of these different brooms, these wands that they are trying to, carry uphill. It's really an uphill battle of you trying to prove, I think, more to yourself than anyone that you are worthy of reciprocation, that you are worthy of someone putting in this exact same effort to you that you are pouring into everyone else. So what does that look like for you? Maybe you are working like way too much in your actual career. You are kind of killing yourself and not really seeing any acknowledgement of that because you make it look so easy, but internally you are struggling, you're exhausted, you're burnt out. This could be that you have, friends or family members, and you feel like your whole life kind of revolves around giving them emotional support or making sure that everyone else is okay or ready or planning everyone else's day. And you feel like there's no one who is looking out for you, parenting you, listening to you in the same way that you were doing for other people. And even though you're very good at it, I think we all know ultimately that is not sustainable, because it really ends in either resentment or you just being burnt out and really unable to do anything. And I think that you, as I said, your future self acknowledges that you are almost there, or you are there now, where you are just exhausted. But you are still kind of hiding these feelings. You're not asking for help. You're not telling people that there's too much going on. You're not expressing these concerns with other people. And that's coming through in the Moon card, which is all about things that are hidden. So I think you put in all of this work, and maybe it's like invisible labor, people don't really know necessarily how much effort you put in to make everything look so smooth or work so smoothly. They don't know how exhausting it is for you. And I think with the Moon also, you are someone who does really not like admitting weakness, admitting that you need help, admitting that you can't do it all. I think you are probably a perfectionist, and you are very emotionally guarded, and you don't want to be vulnerable. But with the Strength reversed in the middle of your spread, you are becoming weak. You're probably experiencing physical burnout. you feel, lack of self-confidence, you just feel like no one understands you or no one cares about you in the way that you care about them or the work or, all of the things that you're doing. And I think it's making you very upset. It's making you sad. You might even be experiencing like a depressive episode. I feel like you feel like you can't talk to anyone about these feelings because no one understands what you're going through. And you also don't want to admit that you are incapable of handling everything that you've taken on for yourself. So what does your future self want to tell you about this? We have the Three of Pentacles, and this is a card that's about teamwork. So really, your future self wants to trust you. It's really okay to ask for help. And if you ask for help, it's going to turn out so much better for you. Just reach out, tell someone that you're struggling, try to divvy up the task, ask someone if they can be there to support you. And the Three of Pentacles can also indicate almost like a muse and a teacher relationship or teacher-student relationship. But in this particular case, I'm picking up more like if you're feeling like no one appreciates you or no one understands what you're going through, or you have a severe lack of self-confidence, like you feel like maybe I don't deserve people, putting in time and effort to me, go to your friends, go to your family, go to the people that you do all of this work for and say, don't be afraid to ask them for compliments or ask them to say what they like about you, because I think they really do admire all of the things that you do for them. But not just the things that you do for them. They admire your talents, they admire your personality, they admire your resilience, and I think just hearing that from people can be really relieving. I know personally, if I'm going through like a rough time mentally, sometimes all I really need is just to talk to like my mom or my best friend on the phone. And I feel so much better because it kind of puts into perspective that I do have people on my side that care about me and want the best for me and don't want me to be so hard on myself. And I feel like the people that are watching this file are so hard on themselves, and your future self wants you to not be. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse at the end of your spread, this is really kind of clarification that reaching out, asking for help, asking other people to appreciate you, asking to be appreciated in a way that makes sense to you, that makes you feel appreciated, because sometimes people do appreciate us, but not in a way that we understand. So for example, it seems like for a lot of you, maybe your love language is acts of service that you were doing for other people. And maybe, other people, their love language is quality time. And so they want to spend time with you, but that doesn't necessarily make you feel seen or appreciated. Sometimes you need to hear it verbally, or you need that reciprocation of acts of service. You need someone to want to, cook a meal for you, or go and pick up your dry cleaning, whatever it is. Something that makes you feel like you are being supported. And as I said, with this Nine of Swords in reverse, this is kind of clarification that reaching out and asking other people for assistance is ultimately going to ease this mental burden or this feeling of having to go through your pain or your struggles alone, because the Nine of Swords upright is a card that is all about anxiety, depression, insomnia, feeling worried, and in reverse, that indicates really being able to come out of that energy. So again, once you enter this Three of Pentacles, this feeling of teamwork, allowing other people to help you, allowing other people to praise you, that's when it gets so much easier. Sometimes the solution is really that simple. And that's also coming through in the pile marker that you selected, which is accept love. So this card is the message of the card is sometimes it's really easy for us to give love to other people and show other people how much we appreciate them, but it's really difficult for us to accept love, either because we don't feel like we deserve it, or, we are just afraid of being vulnerable. We're afraid of admitting that we need love because we're scared of looking weak. But the people that care about you, the people that are meant to be in your life, do not want you to feel this way that's represented by the Ten of Wands. They don't want you to feel like every day's a burden, like you have so much on your back, like you're burned out, you're weak, you are lacking self-confidence, you feel like you can't talk to anyone, they want to be there to help you. So please reach out to them. This is also coming through in the tea leaf fortune cards that we got. So the first one is teardrops, which says great personal sorrow. And that really goes with that 10 of wands and that strength in reverse to me. I feel like you are going through something where you are very upset, or you will be very upset, and it doesn't have to remain personal in the sense that it's just for you to know. You're allowed to express your maybe unsavory emotions to other people. And that's coming through in the second tea leaf fortune card here, door, which says opportunities are waiting for you. For me, that really goes with that 3 of Pentacles. People do want to help you. People want to find ways to ease your burden, to make you feel better. And those are the opportunities that are waiting for you when you allow yourself to open up and ask for assistance or tell people how you're feeling. And finally, we also pulled a chocolate lovers oracle card. And this is chocolate ganache choices. This says this card is about choices. It indicates a lot of confusion going on in your life with too much to do and lots of disorganization around you. You are doing way too much and not paying enough attention to detail. This is a time to narrow your focus. Choose one important thing to do it well, and concentrate on that one thing until it is finished. You can then move on to the next task one at a time. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Only you can control how much you are taking on right now. I choose my tasks with confidence and ease. I glide through my day, getting my jobs done with grace and control. So this is why I feel like for a lot of you, it really is you taking on so much more responsibility than you actually need to. Like you putting a lot of pressure on yourself to, accomplish so much. And it's like no one else is really expecting you to have all of this stuff done. It's very impressive that you do, but no one wants you to get it all done at the expense of your mental health, your self-confidence, your feeling of connection to other people. And so ultimately, in this 10 of wands, it's okay to put a few brooms down. It's okay to do one at a time. It's okay to say, I don't feel like doing this today. I'm going to go lay down. It's okay to ask for help. It's not as urgent, and it's not as lonesome as it can feel in your mind when you're like working yourself up because you are not telling people how you're feeling. So ultimately, my pile ones, overall, your future self is telling you, please tell other people when you are feeling overwhelmed or overworked or unappreciated, because the people in your life do want to help you and ease your burden and reaffirm to you that they really do care about you. And that will kind of take you out of this burnt out energy and ease a lot of your anxiety really quickly once you allow yourself to open up and receive the love that other people have for you and are willing to give to you. All right, my pile ones, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 2, listening to wisdom, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your future self wants to say to you. So we're starting off your spread here with this 10 of Pentacles, followed by the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And I feel like this is really kind of a mindset you have about a particular situation. And I'm really picking up on 2 specific scenarios here, so I will go through each of them. If you are someone who has a dream career, let's say that you have always wanted to work in the fashion industry, or you've always wanted to be a singer, or you've always wanted to be, a lawyer. It doesn't have to be creative necessarily, but I do get the sense that it's more on the creative side if this is your scenario. You've reached a point, or going to soon reach a point, where you are stuck between the 10 of Pentacles and this 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So the 10 of Pentacles to you symbolizes what you could have if you were to let go of this dream and kind of assimilate into something else. So, for example, if you were trying to be an actor or actress and you were just like busting tables, trying to get your big break, trying to make ends meet, and you're just not confident that it's going to happen for you, and you're like, I want stability though, I want roots, I want to feel grounded, which is really represented by this 10 of Pentacles. But I feel like if I continue on this path, then I will be the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, which can really indicate like poverty, struggling financially, having to be dependent on other people, never reaching that kind of idealized lifestyle that you want for yourself. And so it feels like maybe you're in this situation where you're trying to decide between cutting off this dream in order to sacrifice it for stability, which is another dream, or still pursuing it and kind of roughing it out and allowing yourself to still remain hopeful. Again, that's just one scenario. For others of you, I'm getting that this could be a romantic relationship where maybe you really do want a family, you want a house together, you want to get a pet, you want to move in together, you want someone that you can be with for the rest of your life. But you're not really convinced that the person you're with is that figure, because we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 9 of Pentacles upright a lot of time can indicate being like happily single. But in reverse, it feels like you're feeling alone even when you're around this person. You're not feeling seen. You're not feeling held emotionally. You don't feel like this person really gets you. And so you don't even know if that dream is possible with this person. Even if you try to do it, like you could hypothetically move in with this person or start a family with them, whatever. But would it make you happy? Would it remedy this situation, this kind of sneaking suspicion you have that this person will never really see you or make you feel seen? And so again, I feel like this is kind of the mindset, this kind of back and forth that you're stuck in. And maybe you're not even cognizant of this all the time. Maybe sometimes what you're doing feels really good or promising, and then other times you're like, maybe this isn't working out for me, and maybe I'm setting myself up for failure. And that's really also coming through in the last 3 cards in your spread here, which is this 9 of Cups, the Chariot, and the King of Swords. And if you look at the Chariot on this card, there are 2 signs that say this way and that way that are literally pointing to the other cards. And there's a person in between the signs, and she looks kind of confused about which one to choose. She's looking back at the this way sign, but kind of going towards the that way one. And so I think this really represents your state of confusion of not knowing which path to take. And on one side, we have the 9 of Cups, which is this daydreaming, hopeful energy. This is about the things that you wish to happen for yourself. And so for a lot of you, this represents like that job, that career that you really want, that maybe is just not feasible for you. Maybe you can't afford to go back to school to get the degree for it. Maybe it's just your career's not taking off. Or it could be like the romantic partner or romantic life that you really want. You want to get married. You want to experience romance. You want someone to wine and dine you. You want to go on vacation with someone. You want to feel like the sun is shining on your skin always in the presence of this person. But then on the other side, we have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is not a bad card, but it can be intimidating, especially in juxtaposition to this 9 of Cups, which is a very dreamy energy, because the King of Swords is very no nonsense. This is someone who is maybe detached emotionally, and so it feels like, this is a career situation, a job situation. You're stuck between going after the 9 of Cups, the things that you really want and wish for, or the King of Swords, someone who's a situation that's very pragmatic, that makes sense for you logistically, that maybe doesn't fulfill you emotionally, but it's not bad. It's just not what you've always dreamed of for yourself. you're kind of resigning yourself to something that is stable but boring, or or not more complicated, but maybe more logical, more analytical, something that you never really particularly saw yourself doing. For others of you, this is about a romantic relationship. You're deciding between the Nine of Cups, which is the hopes that you have for your romantic future, your ideal partner, the romance, the passion that you've really been craving, versus maybe with the King of Swords, the reality of the person that you've been dating, which is that this person is not particularly romantic. They're not really emotionally supportive. They might not be mean to you, but the King of Swords is a very detached figure. And they can also be a little bit of a know-it-all or a mansplainer, to be honest. So, it feels like, do I settle down with what's familiar or with what sparks passion or joy in me? And your future self is not really saying through this what the correct answer is for you. Really, it's more like you need to take the time and really listen to your gut. Instead of trying to make the decision, really sit with it. Like, instead of trying to make it flippantly or have some big event that happens that makes you make up your mind for you, take the time to really sit and think, and sit with yourself and think, can I sacrifice maybe my dream or this relationship for stability, for something better, whatever it is? And that's really coming through in the pile marker that you selected, listening to wisdom, which is about how you're not really listening to the signs of the universe. You're not listening to your gut, your intuition, and it's time to slow down before you make any real decisions, and really take the time to sit with the feeling of whatever each decision in this pile, this Nine of Cups or this King of Swords, whatever it makes you feel. Because your future self wants to tell you there's not a right or wrong answer, there's only the answer that you choose. And that's also coming through in the tea leaf fortune cards that you selected. First one is Forest, which says muddled, unclear thinking. And that really goes with that Chariot, not knowing which way to go, not knowing exactly what you want or what's going to be best for you. But then we have the Staff, which says you will be taken care of in difficult times. So I think with either of these choices, there is a little bit of pain here. Do you, if it's your career, do you give up on this dream that you've had for something more practical? If it's your relationship, do you give up on a relationship for something more passionate? If you stay in the relationship, then will I ever get to experience that true, romance, that true, empathetic understanding that I've always craved in a romance? Or do I have to settle for the kind of detached, emotional nature of this person that I'm with? If it's the career and you decide to stay on that pathway of the thing that you've really wanted to do, then maybe you're then in a position where you feel like unmoored. You're like, I don't know if this is going to support me financially. So, either way, there's good things and bad things about all of these choices. But either way, the universe is supporting you. Your future self is supporting you and saying that no matter what you do, you will end up fine getting your way through this. You will do what's best for you. And finally, we have the Chocolate Lovers Oracle card that I drew, which is Raw Chocolate, says Bare Basics. This card heralds a time of upheaval, anxiety, and pressure. A situation that may appear to be out of your control will arouse raw feelings of hurt and angst. A time known as the dark night of the soul may soon be realized. Let go, surrender control, and ride out the storm until a sense of calm and resolution can be found. There will be signs along the way warning of approaching positive change, so remain vigilant. Awareness is the key. This too shall pass. Really, I think the key message on that is that you got to let go, surrender the control, and ride it out until the calm and resolution can be found, which is exactly what your pile marker says too. You don't have to figure this out immediately. This is not something that's pressing, and it's honestly better if you don't try to make a flippant decision and really just allow yourself to take the time to come into the wisdom and to listen to your intuition, to listen to the universe about what the best path for you is. And your future self is telling you it's going to work out either way, so don't be scared. Know that you will get through this kind of confusion and you will know the right answer. It will come to you eventually. All right, my pile twos, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 3, hibernation and regeneration, welcome to your reading. So let's figure out what message your future self has for you. We're starting off your spread here with this 9 of Wands. And if you look at this card, the person on it has their head bandaged. The 9 of Wands can often indicate feeling burnt out, feeling injured. Sometimes this can be a literal physical injury. But in the case of this pile, I'm really getting that it's more like burnout. It's feeling like you've got so much to do, so little time, and you're not giving yourself the proper amount of time to heal. And with the King of Wands next in your spread, I get the sense that this is your energy. The King of Wands is a leader. They're someone who has a lot of ideas. They're solution oriented. They're great friends. They're the life of the party. They always have things that they're trying to accomplish and do. They're there for everyone. And I think that is the energy that you have been in probably recently, where you have maybe been going to work and killing it at work, and then you go to the gym, and then you go out and you party, and then you get home late, and then you wake up early, and you're getting so much done. You're so productive, and you're enjoying the things that you do, but you're just not giving yourself enough time to recover, or you're not giving yourself enough space to be by yourself and not have expectations of what you should be doing, or feel guilty about not doing something, which I think maybe a lot of you do have that feeling. You feel like you should be productive all the time. So what does your future self want to tell you? This is a very direct, simple message. We have the 2 of Swords next, and the 2 of Swords is about refusing to kind of take action. So literally your future self wants to tell you to cut it all out. Remove some things off your schedule, or literally just take a few days to do nothing, to be by yourself. Take a staycation, don't work, don't go out with anyone, just spend time by yourself doing whatever it is that you want to do. Go take a nap. And that's also coming through in the next card here, this 4 of Swords, which is literally a card about resting and recovery. Because I think for a lot of you, you may be starting to become burnt out, or you may have even literally physically injured yourself. Like maybe you've been playing a lot of sports, or you've been exercising a lot, or you just fell while you were like out with your friends, or you've kind of been overworking at work and now you have carpal tunnel. You seriously need to heal and recover and just take a break. And that's also coming through in the last card in your spread, this Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is, the almost like verbatim definition of Page of Pentacles in reverse would be laziness. It's time to be lazy. It's time to stop putting so much on your plate and just do nothing and rest and relax. And another message that I'm getting from this is, if you are someone who maybe takes on a lot of tasks because you feel like you have to prove yourself or earn respect, just know that not doing those things is not going to cause anyone to think of you differently. It's okay to take time for yourself and kind of reevaluate why you feel the need to take on so much, because really the only opinion that should matter to you is your own. And that's all coming through in the pile marker that you selected, which is hibernation and regeneration, which again is about you needing to take some time by yourself to go rest, to recover, to recuperate. and spend time, relaxing and being by yourself. With your first tea leaf fortune card, we got hills, and this says obstacles to overcome. So I think this is that Nine of Wands energy. This is maybe the feeling of being burnt out or being literally injured, that you have to overcome. And the way to overcome it is not by continuing to push through it or continuing to dedicate yourself to all of these opportunities, all of these impulses, all of this socializing that you normally would do, but to just take a break and not do anything for a little bit. And that's also coming through in the second tea leaf fortune card. We have here wind chimes, which says peace and harmony. And that really goes with that Four of Swords to me, because it is a card that is very peaceful. I mean, if you look at this card, this person is just taking a nap in their room. They're not really moving. They got their cat next to them. It's time to stop putting in so much action and take a break. And that's also coming through in the Chocolate Lovers Oracle card that I got, which says hibernation. And I overhand shuffle when I get these cards, and so I just take the ones that jump out. And so I laughed when this one came out and it said hibernation, because I was like, of course, your future self really wants to tell you to take a break. And the back of this card says, this card signifies the importance of spending time alone to hibernate and hide away from the world. Delve into the raw aspects of life that prove difficult and confusing. Don't worry about what others want or think, because right now you need to be honest and authentic with yourself. Be the hermit. Recoup, regather, and rethink. Take time out to be alone. Take a walk in the sunshine, stroll along the beach, or visit a park. Clear your head. Turn off the telephone and all other technology and just be. I enjoy my time alone, and I refresh with my own thoughts. Time to myself gives me the confidence and joy to move on with the rest of my day. So again, just a reiteration of the overall message that it's time to slow down and take some time to recover. But I also like the sentence there that says, don't worry about what others want or think. Which I think is really coming through in that Page of Pentacles in reverse, because the Page of Pentacles upright is someone who really feels the need to prove themselves. And so in reverse, it's like, no, I don't actually need to impress anyone or prove myself. I can just exist as I am and not do anything. This is definitely the shortest pile, but your future self is very adamant that it's time for you to slow down and take a break and spend some time by yourself to recover. If your body hurts, it's time to go to the doctor and figure that out. It's time to take a staycation. It's time to take a break from work. It's time to pause your social activities for a little bit, and spend some time with yourself so you don't hurt yourself or you don't feel burnt out. All right, my pile threes, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care. If you selected pile 4, affirmation for positive change, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out what your future self wants to tell you. So we're starting off this spread here with this Page of Wands. And just looking at this pile overall, this is really the only pile out of the 4 that is explicitly to do with your love life, I think. And so with this Page of Wands at the start, I'm getting that for most of you, you have been having a lag in your love life. You maybe have spent a lot of time alone, kind of thinking about what you want. You have your fantasies, you have your list of the ideal qualities in a partner, but there hasn't been anyone that's come in for you. There's no way to really follow through on making those fantasies reality. And I say that because the Page of Wands is a very creative card. It's a card with a lot of energy and a lot of ideas, but not necessarily a card that indicates follow through. It can indicate that there's something holding you back from actually being able to take action. So for a lot of you, I think you have spent enough time single to know what you want now, but you're still waiting on the person that you want to come in. For others of you, it could be that you've been experiencing a lot of kind of brief flings or even just crushes, people that come into your life and you're attracted to them for a little bit and it fizzles out. So again, could be flings. You could be someone that experienced is limerence, like you have one interaction with someone and then you become kind of obsessed with them, or just generally you're kind of experiencing or have experienced unrequited crushes, unrequited love, things like that. And I think you can tell that too through the picture in this pile, where if you look at the cat's kind of walking down the path and it's looking back at the page in this card as if to say, are you going to follow me? And the page is just kind of standing there. But the page is not someone who lacks imagination. They just are unable to kind of make their way down the path toward the thing that they are imagining. And for you, that is the kind of relationship you want, the kind of partner you want. The good news is that we have the Ace of Cups next in your spread, which is a card about new romantic beginnings. So I do think for 99% of you, the person that is coming into your love life is a new person. This is not someone that you have previously known or dated or interacted with. And in the next two cards here, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. So this is really interesting. I'm getting that for most of you, you are going to meet this person at work. And for a lot of you, this could even potentially be someone that it is in an authority role in your workplace. So this could be your boss. It could be like someone in a managerial or supervisor position on another team. But I'm definitely picking that up because the Eight of Pentacles is about working. If you look at this card, it's a woman working in like a potion shop. And then the Emperor, a lot of times, this is an authority figure, but it can indicate like a boss or, someone who has some kind of control over you. And so I think for a lot of you, this is definitely kind of a blossoming workplace romance where maybe this person starts working with you or you start working with them. Maybe you go to a new workplace and you immediately with this Ace of Cups kind of have a little bit of a crush on them. But I think it does take a while to escalate into where you're actually dating. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you meet this person through the workplace. For others of you, it could even be like they are a customer that comes into your workplace. They don't work with you at all. Or it's that you are really focused on yourself and maybe getting your coin together, your job, when this person enters your life. So this person could be an Aries or have a prominent Aries placement in their natal chart. So that is their sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. But the Emperor is a really interesting figure. This is kind of like all four kings in the tarot combined. So the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the King of Swords. And I think you can tell that through the imagery on this card. He has the stability, the dependability of the King of Pentacles. He has the creativity, the leadership ability of the King of Wands. He's got the affection, the empathy of the King of Cups, and you can tell that he's got this cat in his lap that he's petting, he's got his dog by his feet, and he's got the intelligence and the ability to plan and analyze like the King of Swords. And so you really get all of these kind of great qualities through this person. And I think also they might be a little bit difficult to know at first. I think probably this person does have kind of a crush on you when they first meet you in the same way that you do, but they are pretty good at hiding it, especially if this is like a workplace thing. They probably don't want to make you uncomfortable or create a situation that has to go to human resources. So I do think, as I said, that it does take a while for this to kind of get off the ground, especially if it is a workplace situation, because this person really wants to be sure that you are interested in them before they really pursue you. I'm also picking up that this person could be older than you. Or just generally, maybe they're more mature than you, they're more experienced in relationships than you, but there is kind of this advanced maturity to this person. And I think that you will really appreciate how solid they seem, how they seem to really have their life together. They're pretty clear in their communication about how they feel about you when they do confess that. You're not really left guessing what this person means. You feel like they are solid and dependable and there for you, in contrast to maybe this Page of Wands energy where you feel like the people in the past were just kind of passing flings or ideas or, projections of things that you've wanted. And we have at the very end of your spread the Two of Cups. So you can see we go from the Ace to the Two. And in between that, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. So I think, you meet this person potentially in the workplace. You immediately have a crush, but it does take a while. But eventually it does develop into this beautiful Two of Cups, which is a couple. You can see they're sitting on the beach. They're having a meal together. So this is really coming into union, being able to really speak with each other, enjoy each other's presence, feel relaxed around each other. And it's a very loving, pure energy. And I think your future spouse or future self just really wants to reiterate that if you've been feeling like, I feel like I've done all this healing, or I finally figured out what I need or what I want in a relationship, and now it's like silence, your future self wants to assure you that you do have someone coming in for you. And that's also coming through in the pile marker that you selected, this affirmation for positive change, which is all about how there are positive changes coming to you. It might not be immediately obvious. Sometimes, things don't happen in this kind of big, grand way. Sometimes it's the little steps along the way that allow it to happen. It's like the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings, and then there's like I don't know the rest of that metaphor, but there's a tsunami or something. It's like every little action that you do or that this person that's coming into your life does is ultimately leading you to each other. It just might take a while for all of those actions to pile up. But something else about this card is it does give recommendations for maybe how you can progress in that kind of waiting period, which is that you should just reaffirm that this is what you want. Even if it's literal affirmations that you say, I am ready for love, or I'm ready for this kind of partner to come into my life, or you allow yourself to experience romance even when you're alone. Like, I feel like a lot of people maybe feel like going on dates or getting dressed up or, spoiling someone should be reserved to actually being in a relationship, but you can do those things for yourself, and just kind of embodying that sensual romantic energy may kind of open up your aura, your auric field, to the possibility of this person coming in sooner. So for your first tea leaf fortune card, we got leg, and this says stepping into a new experience. So this really goes with that Ace of Cups. To me, like I said, I do think this is most likely a new person for a lot of you, and this person could come into you because you start a new job, or this person starts a new job, or you're just in a new place, or you're really focusing on yourself. So definitely I think that you trying new things or opening yourself up to the possibility more is going to allow this connection to come to fruition. The second tea leaf fortune card here is dog, far away, which says a distant friend is thinking of you. So for a very, very small portion of you, this could actually be someone that you have known in the past, or you've had a distant connection with. Maybe you went to school together. Maybe you knew each other as children. But like I said, for most of you, I really do think this is a new person. So I think this could be that this person is kind of imagining you, or imagining their ideal partner, and you fit that mold before you come into union. So you're both kind of pining for each other, hoping for a version of the other person. And I think you really recognize that in each other when you first meet, and that is what really allows you to have this beautiful Two of Cups connection that is equal and stable and emotionally open and honest and fulfilling. Finally, for your chocolate lovers oracle card, we got anniversary chocolate. This is partnerships. This card represents partnerships, and in most cases, a romantic partnership. It represents a healthy marriage or of duality of our inherent male and female yin and yang energies. Is it fear or is it love that is keeping you from where you need to be at this time? It is important to remember that love will triumph over fear without fail every time. I choose love, I celebrate love, and I am love. So I think this is just another confirmation that you do have this partnership coming in for you. But I think it's also kind of a direction from your future self to remain optimistic. Know that just because it feels like it hasn't happened yet or doesn't mean that it will never happen. And so overall, your future self, I keep saying future spouse, which might be, maybe this person is your future spouse that is coming in for you, but your future self wants to tell you that you should remain optimistic about your love life. Know that all of the work that you've put in being by yourself, figuring out what you want and what you need, is leading you to this person who really fulfills all of those kind of check boxes for you, and you'll have a very reciprocal, symbiotic relationship. So remain optimistic, remain open-hearted. All right, my pile fours, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you again, and take care.